Hello everybody, San here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about how CRISPR as a technology is a business. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. I know a lot of people are in it for science. I know a lot of people, are in it for the intentions that in CRISPR as a tool, it can supplement the advancement to cure what we've never been able to cure in the history of humanity up until potentially today. And that is, of course, cancerous cells. And we're talking about many diseases. So obviously, CRISPR as a tool has a lot of benefits, potential benefits. And of course, by 2023, we will have our answers as to what is the timeline for all these types of diseases to be treated for obvious reasons. Of course, I'm referencing to the FDA approval, potential approval of CTX-001 for CRISPR Therapeutics. But I go back on what I'm seeing here on the screen as what I'm showing to you guys. And this reporter Dunn tweeted, new, CRISPR pioneer Feng Zhang is building a secretive new startup to solve genome editing biggest problem, getting into more body parts of the body. Meet Area Therapeutics, which has raised $200 million to advance Zhang's work. And obviously the article there dives deep into the finding here, backed by Google Ventures, which obviously Google Ventures has been all over biotech, to be honest. They were behind Verve Therapeutics, I believe, as well in the early days. But ARC Venture Partners, and obviously the article goes deep into it. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the article because it is behind a paywall, and I don't want to support any article that asks you to pay them a subscription, considering this is valuable information. But I guess everybody has to make bread, right? So anyways, the point I'm trying to make in this video here, and I know it's going to draw a lot of negative reaction, I think, to a lot of people, but it is a business. CRISPR is business. And Dr. Zhang is a perfect example of that. I mean, arguably, if you read the book, you know that he is the founder of eukaryotic cells when it comes to CRISPR, so editing human cells using CRISPR. He was the first one to do it, although Doudna claims that her and the team there in the West Coast were the first one to do it. So it's all the West versus East. Obviously, we've seen it across the lawsuits battle. But the point here is Zhang here is starting up this company, raising all this cash, and trying to solve another problem related to genome editing. And what I want to show you guys now is what else did he found, right? And I don't think we've ever had a video specifically on Zhang, so maybe this is a good video. So look at this. First of all, obviously he was behind Editas. Everybody knows that, so that's a huge company in the CRISPR space. Needless to say, he obviously made a lot of money from that company going public a few years ago. Obviously, then he founded Arbor Biotechnologies. And then he also founded Sherlock Biosciences, which is actually a unicorn in today's era. In 2018, he founded it. And also founded Beam Therapeutics. And also were involved in Prime Editors with Dr. Liu. And obviously Prime Medicine, right? So what am I trying to get at? Well, look at all these companies that Zhang has founded or been part of. Is touching directly. And it's not just Dr. Zhang, right? There's obviously Dr. Liu, who has huge shares in Prime Medicine, which is set to go IPO very soon. I think he has like 25% of outstanding. I don't remember what was the number there is, but he is the highest shareholder of that company. And obviously, Dr. Liu will become a close to billionaire if it goes really well long term for Prime Medicine, assuming he doesn't sell too early all of his shares. And again, it's his shares, it's his work. I mean, Dr. Liu has worked so hard, so has Zhang. So I respect both of those individuals, especially Dr. Liu, for everything he's done. But make no mistake, this is a business, right? This is capitalism at its best, right? These guys are working every single day. They're missing out hours with their friends, with their family. They're missing on lunches. They're missing on dinners. They're missing on workouts, on fitness, on health themselves, because they want to advance this technology forward, right? and they have all their own labs, and they're backing for these companies that we just mentioned. But make no mistake, what is driving them? It's capitalism, right? For them to be rewarded, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to recognize that CRISPR is a business, and if you don't recognize that, then you'll always be blind to the fact that these companies are working on programs that they can commercialize because it's a business. They have shareholders to respond to, right? It's not just about advancing the technology forward and that's it. No, it's about advancing the technology in such ways where you can commercialize it and make sense out of it. Whether that's doing it for a company so that they can adopt it for a program that they can eventually get FDA approved, whether that's licensing that technology out to other institutions or companies even, or it's just working on these labs and building a portfolio of tools under their portfolio where they can build credibility and use that to join board of the directors of companies, joins private investment of some of these companies. I mean, there's so many ways there, but make no mistake, it is a business, and that's completely fine. And a lot of people don't like seeing that. Especially engineering folks, and not just in the biotech space. I think engineering folks, myself engineer, there's engineers and the sales folks, right? But I think what most people make the mistake is excluding those two and putting them apart. But in reality, they mesh together. There's an overlap, right? And that overlap is where you have success, in my opinion. When you can meet science, engineering, and you can meet that commercial sales portion of things, profits and sales. When you can meet that middle, that Venn diagram, that overlap, I think that's how you become successful. That's how Dr. Zane became successful. That's how Dr. Liu is successful. That's how all these individuals, Dr. Doudna as well. I mean, you can imagine she is making some sort of royalty off her the book that was written on her from Walter Isaacson. I mean, this is a business, right? You have to recognize that, because if you were in their shoes, I guarantee you guys, you would have done exactly the same, if not more, right? So I totally respect that, but I do want to mention it. I mean, I thought of myself, it would be a good idea, one, to talk about this news that what's his name? Dr. Zhang here has founded this company called Area Therapeutics. But two, most importantly, talk about how these individuals are making a business out of this, right? Which is totally fine. It is capitalism. But I do want to call it what it is, spade a spade, right? So hopefully you guys appreciate this video. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments below. I will end this video like this. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not. Like this video if you found value, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.